Hello, everybody. This is Lisa Swift-Young, and I'm joined this morning by Eric Brown Jr., who is one of our advisors for the Give Black, Give Back. You have joined again the Changemakers series, our series on Give Black, Give Back, and looking at African Americans in the community who are change makers. Today, we have a really great opportunity to Give Black, Give Back with Professor Paul T. Kwami. He is a professor at Fisk University and the director for the Fisk Jubilee Singers. Dr. Kwame, welcome so much to participating in our talk this morning. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Good.
And thank you very much for having me here this morning.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're so excited to have you here. You've had a really, really busy year. So believe it or not, we look at Fisk Jubilee Singers. They've been around for how many years now?
150 years.
150 years. This is the 150th. And they just had they've had many awards,
Right.
but of late, you've just won your first Grammy. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, yes, I agree. This has been our first time winning a Grammy, something that I've desired to experience for many years. But the story behind this particular award is that in 2016, the Fisk Jubilee Singers performed in the Ryman Auditorium when Fisk University was celebrating a 150th anniversary. We chose to record the songs purposely for archival purposes. And then 2017, the Ryman celebrated her 125th anniversary. We celebrated that, recorded the songs for archival purposes. But then my Curb came around and said that it would be nice if we could pull some songs from both concerts, produce an album to celebrate Fisk University's 150th anniversary. So I have a very good friend in town here. His name is Shannon Sanders. Together with a few other people, we pulled some of these songs together and ended up producing this album. And in working with Curb Records, we decided to present it for the Grammys, which of course led to us winning it this time. It's a very exciting thing because it has actually helped to um, advertise Fisk University around the world. I've received messages from people all over the world, people who I don't think even ever heard of Fisk University, but it has become a very good thing for us. And for that, I am very thankful for the opportunity.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Eric, do you have a follow-up question or
Yeah,
anything
sure.
you want to
So
say?
I know over the years, Hbcus, the Jubilee Singers have really received a lot of awards. We can talk about the Grammys, we can talk about the Dove Awards, we can talk about the Gospel Hall of Fame. But I think one that you showed a lot of significance to that you've noted is National Medal of
The
Arts.
national, oh yeah. Well, that was another surprise award because we collaborated with Tennessee Arts Commission. What we did was simply put together a curriculum that was distributed throughout every school in Tennessee. And then, in addition to the development and distribution of this curriculum, Tennessee Arts Commission made it possible for us to travel to various places in Tennessee. We performed for school children, we did workshops, and performed in many communities. And so one day I was sitting in my office, actually getting ready to go to a rehearsal, and the president of the university at that time called me and said, when you go to rehearsal tonight, tell the Fisk Jubilee Singers that they should be available to travel. That was 2 weeks to the time. She told me we were going to the White House to receive an award, but she did not want me to tell the students we were going to the White House. She simply wanted them to be available. But the reason we received this award was that funding came from the National Endowment for the Arts, that helped us to produce this curriculum. And I don't know the process that was involved, but they ended up selecting us to receive this award, which is one of the highest in the arts. And of course, we had to go to the White House. The singers, I'm happy, had the opportunity to give a mini concert for President Bush and his wife at that time before the event. And it's one of the good things in our books. Um, but I'm very happy that the government does support the arts.
That's pretty amazing. And that's one of those things in particular, what we do at
Yeah.
blackgivingback.com, where, we raise funds for Black organizations and Black events,
Okay.
really find out ways for us to sort of grow philanthropy within the Black community specifically,
Yeah.
supporting Black nonprofits and Black-led funds. And so interesting enough, you mentioned in your description of this, that was some funding that was given to be able to
Yes.
even create this program in
Right.
particular. Can you think of any other ways that philanthropy has really helped the Fisk Jubilee Singers specifically?
Oh, yeah. In fact, when I started teaching for a number of years, Pfizer in New York always sponsored our spring tours. So
Okay.
on spring break, we would travel to the East Coast and spend a lot of time, particularly in New York. Now, I am one who is always very interested in providing education for elementary school children, high school children. So Pfizer did give us that opportunity as a result of the sponsorship to perform not only for adults, but also for school children. One particular example I remember is when we performed at the Apollo Theater.
Mhm.
There were about 1,500 students that were invited to that particular concert. And I was honestly blown away at the discipline. I thought these were young people, and for them to come in to hear music performed by the Fisk Jubilee Singers, they would be restless.
Mhm.
But every time that the Fisk Jubilee Singers started singing, there was total silence until they finished singing. And it was one of the best experiences that I had dealing with young children because um, we had the opportunity to educate them about our music and about our culture. But that's just one example. The other example I'll give is right here in Nashville. We still work with TPAC. They have an annual event where we perform for school children. We don't pay anything, but they sponsor that event. And it gives us a great opportunity to perform for school children from elementary school level to high school level. In fact, there are also times when preschool children are allowed to come into that event. Of course, this past year, because of the pandemic, we were not able to perform live. But again, as a result of other people providing funds, we were able to film a concert that was distributed throughout the schools in Tennessee and also outside Tennessee. Had it not been for the purpose of funding, I don't think we would have been able to do these projects. So I strongly believe in organizations supporting the arts in particular.
Perfect. And that's what we're all about, looking at Black-led funds who can support the arts.
Yeah.
So listeners, if you're interested in, supporting organizations like and being able to offer these types of resources, go to blackgivingback.com and you can learn about some funds that are right here in Nashville that are Black-led funds that are help people to sort of get these types of experiences, right? People who maybe don't have these opportunities to be able to maybe sponsor an organization that will be able to do that in particular. Eric, do you have a follow-up question or anything else you want
Lisa said that. I'm glad definitely that Lisa said that part. When we talk about give black and give back, one thing that we know is that Black folks do give.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what part of the world Black folks are in, Black folks are always going to give. And just thinking about you being a man from Ghana, would definitely love to know, what does the philanthropy world look like in Ghana?
Well, it's the same just as here because we have various organizations that want to be able to do good things to help the those who are underprivileged, and they are only able, those organizations are only able to provide the resources as a result of philanthropy activities. That is why those who are fortunate to have should be encouraged to give, as we are talking about even now. There are many people around the world who do not have the opportunity to benefit from programs that we sometimes take for granted, but those programs should be made available as a result of funding that's provided by other people.
Is there any examples from Ghana? Maybe one of your favorite organizations that you love there?
Currently, I don't have any in mind, but if you're interested, I can find some. Uh, I know that it's mostly through churches that some of these fundings are made available, which go to support local schools. So I can get some additional information for you.
Eric, that's a great point out. As we start to look at Black philanthropy and raise the profile of it, looking at it not only locally but also globally,
Yeah.
and reaching across, to the continent, to be able to support their family there, and to
Right.
and to do the same this way as well. So we would definitely like to reach out to you for those types of things.
Okay.
So I know that HBCUs in general. So we're talking about, Nashville is blessed to have several HBCUs in the area, and Fisk being also one of those in particular.
Yeah.
And even the story of how it even existed, that the Jubilee Singers were able to travel and kind of go with that. What do you think people don't know about HBCUs and philanthropy?
Well, there are two. I see two parts to this question. What is it people don't know about HBCUs? I personally see HBCUs as places where the African American family continues to exist. And I say so because we have young men and women who enter our HBCUs. Sometimes some of them don't have the parental support that they need in order to go to school. So you find students who are in school still having family problems, which make it difficult for them to focus on the academic work. But this is where um, that outside support comes in. It may not necessarily be financial help. It may be just someone showing up to say, I care about you. There are so many of those types of opportunities in our HBCUs. I say so because I teach there. I deal with these students. Sometimes it's very challenging. Emotional problems may be there, and these students need the outside help. So, in addition to supporting them financially, there are always other ways. And I think what people should also know is that within our HBCUs, there are student organizations that are formed that try to support each other. And if the outside world can step in from time to time to find out more and support these organizations, I think it will go a long way to strengthen the family unit within our HBCU.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all the work that you do at Fisk. I know you've been there 30 plus years, and so you've been behind the scenes making things happen, and the countless awards, the different things that you bring to the organization, your steadfastness of being able to stay with the school and kind of focus those students. You are a change maker, right? You're the epitome of what we talk about when we say change maker, and very respected in the community. And we really appreciate the opportunity. I want to also give you an opportunity to share, what are you doing next, right? So 30 plus years, 150. Tell me about what's going on now in Dr. Kwami and the Fisk Jubilee Singers. What's going on?
Well, there's a lot going on. Of course, as we said in the beginning, we are celebrating our 150th anniversary this year. But interestingly, in addition to that, this particular week, something interesting is happening. The National Museum of African American Music has selected the Fisk Jubilee Singers as one of the recipients of the Rhapsody and Rhythms Award, which will be given on Thursday of this week. That's another, what should I say? wonderful experience. I am looking forward to it. I'm hoping that people like Shaka Khan, Lionel Richie, Smokey Robinson, and Quincy Jones will be here because we are teamed up with them. Apart from that, in celebrating the 150th anniversary, we have series of concerts that are lined up. We've already had some done. But in September, for example, we will have a concert that will feature some special artists. We will have a lecture about one of the former directors of the Fisk Jubilee Singers. And then on October 6th, which is the anniversary date, we will have an event on campus. I think we are going to end this celebration with a concert at the Ryman on November 1. We're still working on getting the lineup of great artists. We It is going to be a concert that we want to involve the whole of the city of Nashville, not just Fisk University. So I want people to be looking out for that particular event.
That sounds amazing. You guys know, everyone, you have your dates, right? It sounds like as early as this Thursday, you can get a chance. If you've never heard the Fisk Jubilee Singers, you have missed a treat. And so it sounds like there's plenty of opportunities that are happening locally as well for over the next couple of months, and or as early as Thursday. There at the African American National Museum of Music here in Nashville, and then looking at other events in particular. So Eric, do you have any other questions, comments, anything else you want to say to Dr. Kwami before we close out?
Absolutely. I got two quick questions. One is, what's one of the funnest projects you've ever given to? Second, last question would be, why do you give?
I think my answer is giving to my students.
Okay.
And it's honestly one of the things that keeps me at Fisk, because giving to them, sometimes I may be busy in my office, and then students will just walk in and then we'll start talking. I have had many opportunities to share my personal experiences with them, which begin to prepare them for the future. When I talk about that family unit, it is one of the funnest, most blessed opportunities that I have at Fisk. Just sharing my experiences with them, teaching them about life. Uh, yeah. So the next question again.
Why do you give?
I give because somebody gave to make me what I am. And to me, it is God who gave me, and He expects me to give what He gave. So when I give to my students or to other people, it may not be money, it may not be material things, it may just be love. Then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. That's why I give.
That's amazing. That is the perfect way to sort of close out this segment. Again, everyone remember the date specifically. Again, this is Black Giving Back, and we're doing the Changemakers series with Dr. Paul T. Kwami, professor extraordinaire, director, traveler at Fisk University, numerous awards. Please consider looking at any of the events that he touched base on today, the ones here on Thursday and the ones upcoming as well. Blackgivingback.com is where you can go to find out about how you can give back in the Black community here in Nashville. It's an opportunity to honor and celebrate the giving of Black individuals, Black folks, and foundations and businesses, and support Black community through a financial contribution. Also, as Dr. Kwami pointed out, you can give it time, right? Time and your talents as well are welcome. And so for those of you who want to find out about organizations, go to blackgivingback.com. You can either give there financially or find out how to connect with Dr. Kwami. And the Fisk Jubilee Singers will have some information and post it up as well about all the events in particular. So I want to thank everyone, Eric Brown Jr., myself, and Dr. Kwami. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to learn more about Dr. Kwami and the Fisk Jubilee Singers. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.